Hey, what is up, guys? So, welcome back to the channel. And yeah, so I said that I would start a mini series. So, here's the first video of the mini series, and we will be doing some logical brain teasers. So, which will enhance your programming skills and will make programming more interesting and more exciting for you. So, and then you're gonna gradually fall in love with programming. So basically, these problems or like these kind of questions made me really fall in love with programming, and then how I got into the programming stuff. So yeah, so the difficulty level of the programs will gradually increase. So for this video, I'm taking a fairly easy program. So yeah, so we need to produce this structure. So basically, it's a right triangle, okay, printed with stars or asterisk. So basically, what's gonna happen, you're gonna get an input from the user, and then let's say the user says 3, so you're gonna print this. So 3-row triangle, and basically what's happening, each row has stars which gradually increase subsequently. So if the user says 4, you're gonna have 4 rows, and then each row would have a gradual increase in the number of stars. So that's basically what you want to do. So for this, first let's see what are the things that we need to know. First thing is that there's this one loop that runs the number of times the number the user gives the input. So let's say the user says 4, so that loop's going to run 4 times. And there's this another loop that just prints the stars, and then the number of star it prints gradually increases. Okay, so basically there are two loops. So what we want to do is that we want to loop, and then we want to nest another loop inside that big loop. So all things gonna make sense when we really do something. So first, let's get the user input. Let's call it user input. Okay, let's convert it into an int. Then let's get the input, enter a number. Okay, cool. So once we have user number stored in user input variable, we're gonna want to loop that many times. So we want to loop it user input times, and then basically we want to nest a loop inside another loop. So if you guys have any doubts regarding nested loops, you can check my previous video. So I have taught you what nested loops are. So those are basically a loop inside another loop, so nothing different. So you have one loop this, and there's going to be another loop for, so this time we cannot use I since I is already been used in this loop. So we're going to use, let's say, j in range, and we're gonna want to run it. So you can see the number of stars gradually increase. So what I want to do is that the number of time this loop runs will gradually increase, and the gradual increase would depend on this I. So if I run this loop I times, so basically when the big loop runs, I is gonna have a value of 0, so meaning this loop won't run. Okay, meaning this loop won't run if we range it to I. Okay, and when this has an I value of 1, so this loop gonna run one time, and we're gonna have this 1 star. And then when this loop gonna run third time, when we have I equal to 2, so then this loop gonna run 2 times, and it's gonna print 2 stars. And then what we want to do, each time the big loop gets executed, we want to print these in the next line. Okay, so let's say first, let's say we want to print the stars. So here we have it. So it should give us the number of stars that we need. So it's going to run I number of times, and then gradually the number of stars will increase. So let's run this and let's see. Let's say 6. Okay, so as you can see, all the stars are printed vertically down, but we need to print it in this structure, in this specific way. So The problem is that first we need to concate these stars. So what's happening is that each time this print statement runs, the next time this print runs, it prints the next star in the next line. But we want that to be in the same line. So basically we want these two stars or these three stars in the same line, and we do not want these to get separated and get printed in the next line, something like this. Okay, we do not want that. So in order to skip that, we can use this function and equal, and then we can use these. So by default the print statement ends in a new line, so whenever you do another print statement it's going to be printed in the next line. But what this end equal to quote inside nothing, so what it does is basically it says that you want to end, okay, you can end, and then the next print would start right after this star ends, okay, right next to it, so it won't start in the new line. So that's basically what it says. Now let's run and see. Now when it ends, you can see all the stars are printed in one line, but we want this to get printed in the new line each after each big loop ends, okay. So what we can do when the big loop, so when this loop ends, we want to print these in the next line, in a new line, okay. We can write print, and then we want it to print in a new line. All right, now when we print, it says 6, it prints in the new line. But the thing is, this structure has no space, okay, but this has a space. We do not want that. So the way we skip that is by not writing this and by just adding the quotes without anything inside. Okay, so what it basically does is that it prints nothing, and then the next time so it prints nothing and then leaves these loop, the next subsequent small loop, to be printed in the new line. So it basically moves to a new line and then lets this loop print its print statement in that new line, okay, and then it runs again and then moves to the new line and so on. Now when we run, let's say 8, and there you have it. So that's basically it. If you guys have any doubt, you can rewind and you can watch the video once again. And so yeah, for the assignment I want you to just build the reverse of it. So I want you to build something like this. So this time the stars would gradually decrease, okay. So this is what I want you to do as assignment. So if you guys cannot do it, I'll make sure I do it in the next video, and then I'll show you a small little trick which Python users can do if they do not want to use all this stuff. So but I'd prefer you use this, because if you do it that way, I don't think you would use that much of brain. So that's so the method that I will show you in the next video is way too simple, and I don't think it enhances any of your skills. So yeah, but it's really fun, so you can learn that. So yeah, thanks for watching. So meet you guys in the next video.